What? What in the hell just happened? How did he do that?
Boom. Hello. And welcome everybody to, tonight's fantastic dinosaur action on Magic the Gathering Arena. Opponents are going to ask even more, how did I cast something like that big thing right there? That is the art for Verdant Sun's Avatar, a dinosaur that costs a total of 7, and my way to play them, Stampede Dinosaurs, I make 7 and 8 for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, as it usually is. But last night was a little bit more painful than I would have liked. There's going to be some painful nights, some not so painful nights, but I'm going to keep playing them, keep having a good time, a very good time with you guys. Hopefully all is well, even if it's not. Maybe you had a bad day at work, you were packing stuff and packing stuff all day, packing or making something, or you had to do some tasks that you just didn't really like, or somebody got under your skin. That's alright. Sit back, relax, and we'll have a very, very good time. The list, as always, in the description. The primer too, if you think this is a little bit too crazy, but most of you guys, well, you know what the deal is once I find. Okay, there, good. You would think I should know exactly how to turn off the background, clicking it properly after 750 streams. This weekend though, I'm going to try and pre-record a couple things. Might be some matches, maybe do a kind of live stream and then post it later on. But taking the weekend off for just a bit of a vacation. Not to this, I'm always playing this on my phone at the very least, grinding away. The reset is coming up for the next month in a couple days here. But yeah, last night I had Pugnacious Hammerskull, Regal Imperiosaur, and Tranquil Frillback. Very good, potentially, but not as impactful as I would have liked. And some of you may be thinking, hey, one night is not enough to get as big a sample size as you should. It's 5-6 matches, but when you do something enough, you can extrapolate and get a better idea. When you've done something 10,000 times or more, it's likely something like that, you can evaluate pretty quickly. But I still want to advocate, and I'm still going to use Regal Imperiosaur, Pugnacious Hammerskull. There is just so much you could potentially jam in here. Cheaper creatures, not cheaper creatures. What are you facing? What helps against what? In which situation? And it can't all go in. It shouldn't all go in. You should maintain a consistent game plan, which this does. The stable amount of mana that is made by tonight, reintroducing Sylvan Scrying, waiting until we have Herd Heirloom there. I almost said Herd Medallion. Yeah, it's Herd Heirloom with Tarkir Dragonstorm. Oh, artifact 1 and a green, tap for a man of any color for a creature. 1 and a green, something that costs 2. That's going to slot in nicely. And then drawing a card, giving one of my dinos trample. They mostly have trample, but later on, my thing that costs 2 will draw me more cards, where later on, my thing that costs 2, which is tonight Sylvan Scrying, it only gets me a land. And as you may have seen, or you might have experienced, you don't need any more. Not much past 8. 9 can be nice in some... Oh, my goodness. This is my second cup of coffee. So, we're going to wake up opponents with this ruthless aggression, though. But sometimes it can be a nice to have 9. Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, costing 8 as she does. If you have 9, you spend 1 on Commune, and chances are, if you haven't seen Ghalta Stampede Tyrant by the time you have 40-ish cards still left, maybe 45, 42, chances are Ghalta Stampede Tyrant is going to be in the top 5 when you cast Commune, and then you could still cast her in the same turn and hopefully kill the opponent. But, well, as it sometimes goes, the opponent kills me, as they did last night. A Regal Imperious or Pugnacious Hammerskull not really helping as much as I would have liked. Getting to that critical amount of mana. Now, it will go to evaluating the Herd Heirloom. Do I like it more than Sylvan Scrying? Do I want both? I don't think I want both. Keep in mind, as it is, you don't want to see more lands. If perhaps I cut one of these bodies for the Herd Heirloom, plus Sylvan Scrying, plus Archdruid's Charm, I would say it's maybe leaning more towards overkill in the ramp department. But that will still take some evaluating. But yeah, that's what it's all about. Verdant Sun's avatar there, the thumbnail's sake, it's quite a bit smaller, that art, but 7 mana. Easy to make. That's what this deck is all focused about. If Verdant Sun's avatar was a Pugnacious Hammerskull, I would feel pretty bad about that. I think most of us would. The turn you go to cast Verdant Suns or Pugnacious, of course you would want to be likely casting Verdant Suns, gaining the 5 life when it enters, and then anything else, boom. Maybe you play a Vaultborn Tyrant before this, and then you play this, gaining 5 plus 3 with Vaultborn's trigger or Verdant Suns is part of the batch of creatures put onto the battlefield by Ghalta. Maybe, well, the opponent has some removal for the one Regisaur or the one Palani. You have to attack that turn to kill him. Otherwise, they're going to kill you next turn with maybe a little bit of flying or something, or they have some removal. They're tapped out. They have a burn spell that's going to take you out. However, boom. Verdant Suns gaining a bunch of life when Palani's and the tokens. Maybe a Carnage Tyrant is made. Something like that. Let's say Vaultborn Tyrant isn't in the package that Ghalta drops. It's just Tyrranax Rex, Carnage Tyrant, so that's 8 and 6, 14. Palani's Hatcher is 3, 17 plus the 2 eggs, 19 life. Verdant Sun's avatar. Chances are the opponent is not going to be able to take you out on the following turn. Maybe you were at 3 life. You put everybody out, boom, and it's not Vaultborn in there. And you're still at 3 and they kill Regisaur. Ooh, you lose. However, now it's Verdant Suns, and all of a sudden you've stabilized. You just have to live until they die, until you can attack with everything. And Verdant Sun's avatar, that's going to do it. A lot of life with Vaultborn and Verdant Suns, but this just, it elevates everything else that is already in there. Because there is so many creatures that have that massive toughness, it does make a lot of sense, and there's not a whole lot of things that really do exactly what Verdant Suns does. And it's a dino, and it can be grabbed by Commune, not that that factors in too much, and it could get haste with Regisaur or Palani's, and there's nothing much else like it. Yeah, quite exciting. The sideboard wise, well, with all the graveyard stuff, maybe I'm going to see one of my 4 cease and desists tonight when we face off against Greasefang, as I expect. For whatever reason, the Greasy Rat cheating out a massive vehicle from the opponent's graveyard, crewing it, attacking, not a pretty sight. So definitely nice for that hate, and potentially destroying all artifacts and enchantments. However, usually, 6, that's going to be hard to get to that amount, which is why I've decided to dust off Fade from History to dust opponents that have any number of enchantments or artifacts. You play that, and maybe they just concede on the spot. But just taking out multiple artifacts, all the food tokens, treasures, you name it. Potentially, if an opponent, if their game plan hinges on, strongly artifacts and enchantments, they're done. Absolutely done. I don't care if they make a 2/2 bear. That's fine by me. Maybe, I make my own if I have an artifact or an enchantment out, but excuse me, oh my goodness. We got to get into the matches soon before I pass out. My oh my. But facing off against, I think, enough decks where this would pack the punch. Now, is this necessary? Is Back to Nature necessary if I have Fade from History? Probably might as well. It's more for the artifact destruction, because there is some stuff that destroys all artifacts, but it does cost just red, a mono red, I believe. Should probably type in everything. Destroy all art. Put a Y at the end there. Bear with me. We'll jump right into the matches in a second. Brotherhood's End does do that. Artifacts with a mana value 3 or less. I mean, there could be some costly artifacts. Chances are Brotherhood's End would be enough for those decks that have them, but still, Fade from History, you cover all enchantments and all artifacts in one thing and in green. Sometimes it is hard to get that 2 red, the 2 white. If you are splashing for something, the 2 white, oftentimes, as it has been suggested, and I've used Temporary Lockdown, enchantment for 1 and 2 white to exile all, I think, non-land permanents with a mana value 2 or less. That hurts aggro quite a bit, but again, getting to the 2 white on turn 3, you have to get it on turn 3, otherwise what's the point? That's if you're facing off against something aggressive, you have to play it as soon as possible, which is turn 3. You could have a little bit of ramp, maybe with Land War Elves and stuff, but that's getting quite a ways away from what the deck is wanting to do. But back on track though. Fade from History in green. I'm already in green, heavy in green. Take out all artifacts, all enchantments. There we go. Pretend the 2/2 bear doesn't really exist, because again, I don't really care about it. Anzrag's Rampage, that does that, destroying all artifacts, but it does cost 5 and 2 red. Not great. Structural Assault as well. I could try that. It's like a sweeper, but still, the 2 red. It's not a terrible thing to tweak. I'm already in red with Commercial District, Stomping Ground, Rockfall Vale there. Maybe one day. Might have to look at that, but we'll keep it as it is. We'll jump right into the matches, hopefully, starting off pretty good. Calling the deck tonight Better Beater, because I'm going to beat up opponents better with the life gain, stabilizing quite nicely. And it has been some time since I've revisited Verdant Sun's avatar. No. It's not bad if you just live until they die. Pretty much. Pretty simple. Keep it simple. Two minutes. Over 2 minutes. Finally, I'm going to beat my all-time record. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. A little bit less than that, but waiting for an opponent in Mythic, because the pool of people that you could face is pretty small. And Explorer is pretty small. So it's like a double whammy of waiting patiently. But it can really stack up, and like a triple whammy, because it is late at night. It's 11 p.m. my time. And we'll get the job done. Hopefully I face off against Azorius Control or something that is perhaps a little bit more favorable. Hey, oh man, a gold opponent. Of course, they could have something very nice, deadly, something aggressive that is going to bring me a lot of pain, but that is going to bring them a lot of pain. Certainly a lot better than last night. That Sylvan Scrying would have been either Pugnacious or Regal Imperisaur, whatever spot. Whatever I want to consider those guys as Sylvan. Now you get the idea. This is looking good. And we're going first, so of course that's all. And a Sunken. I mean, you are seeing at the moment, we're going to be skipping over Sylvan Scrying, unfortunately. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I like Ghalta. We're on track for 8 mana on turn 4. Might as well. At the moment, we only have Verdant Sun's Avatar to be put out, but I think it's still going to do the trick. Oh, okay. I mean, 2 Ghaltas, it's not nothing. I'm about to gain 17 life. If Ghalta puts another Ghalta out, it's fine by me. Hopefully there isn't any thought seizes. Oh, is there? It appears to be cat food combo, which is not too bad. I would imagine, I would hope, statistically speaking, I'm going to be drawing something, some body coming up. Oh boy. Where's that sunken? Oh, good stuff. Creature. Oh, well, I'll do this. I'll seal the deal, as it probably has been sealed already. You know what? We'll just put Verdant Suns down. I mean, it's still not terrible, but again, there's a ton of creatures in here. They got to be coming up. Hopefully they don't have removal. If they do, they might use it on Ghalta, which that's not terrible. Glissa Sunslayer is, though, pretty terrible, so we'll see. Glissa would take out Verdant Sun's Avatar. We'll just play Carnage Tyrant here. Keep gaining a bunch more life. Looking for Archdruid's Charm to take out Glissa there, because unfortunately we can't attack. Hopefully getting something. See, oh, Flooded. If you're new here, you might think, hey, maybe you have too many lands. I only have 20. But of course there is always the chance to get flooded when you really wish for something, anything, because everything is decently sized in this deck. Okay, seems to be perhaps a pretty basic Golgari list with Strangled Cemetery and Sanitarium Skeleton there. Play Tyrranax Rex and, well, we'll bring the pain to them. I think they might quit now, hopefully. Maybe Glissa blocks Verdant Sun's Avatar, but I think Glissa will probably block that. Play Ghalta, the other copy of her, next turn. At the very least, Sylvan Scrying. I think I have 3 commercial districts in here. That is what I would grab if I can. Play it, surveil one, see what's on top, and... Okay. At the very least, I thin the deck. But the point that's happening here, later on, late game Sylvan Scryings, if there is 1 or 2 utility lands, that could certainly make all the difference. Might as well grab another Castle Garenbrig just to play it safe if they have a little bit of land destruction. But it could have been something that hurts a specific game plan. Could be a blast zone, a man land, 1 man land at the very least would not be a terrible thing. That's for sure. But I still like those commercial districts. Those always enter tapped, as a man land sometimes does, so perhaps that's what I would look to cut, a commercial district. Beseiju, oh yes. I think so. I think it's high time that I finally bite the bullet and buy myself 1 paper copy of Beseiju Who Endures, because Jared, I don't have one yet. My thinking is if I just never regularly use it on Arena, I don't have to feel so bad about not having it. But I think we got him right here, right now. Oh, look, I like Verdant Sun's Avatar. I gotta say, not that this is a very aggressive Yeah. Picture this. The opponent, there's a good chance they had Fatal Push. They would have taken out Pugnacious or Regal Imperiosaur on the spot. Super easy. I wouldn't have gained all that life. However, at the very least, Verdant Sun's avatar completely out of range of Fatal Push, which is pretty cool. But Golgari Midrange, possibly Jund, but I think it's Golgari Black and Green. They got some pieces of removal. Do I like the Hornet Queen? They have some things with Death Touch, so the things would trade. Wouldn't trade with Glissa because she does have First Strike, dealing damage first before my creatures have a chance to deal damage, and she takes them out because of Death Touch. It's a very nasty pairing of abilities, but I think Hornet Queen could probably do the trick. Tyrranax Rex would be nice. Maybe Hornet Queen would feel a little bit better, just in case. Might really buy us time, honestly. I spend 7 to take out 5 creatures, any 5 creatures, because the Swarm has Death Touch. I know many of you have used it before. Maybe you're still using Hornet Queen. Maybe I should never have trimmed it. That's also a question to be asked. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, yes, please. Yeah. We're skipping over Carnage Tyrant there. We're on track for 7 mana. Hopefully if without a Thoughtseize, but 7 mana on turn 4. I would be playing a Vaultborn or Verdant Sun's avatar. So that's why Carnage Tyrant went to the bottom. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe this opponent, they're fairly new, and well, they don't have Thoughtseize yet. They don't have the rare wild cards. Yeah, another Castle Garenbrig. Hopefully that Archdruid's Charm stays there. Oh boy. Oh, maybe not. Shoulder the Apocalypse. Perhaps that could be coming up. At the very least, I will reach 7 eventually with everything that I have. Dormant Grove. What do we got there? At the beginning of combat, put a counter. Then if that creature has toughness 6 or greater, transform this enchantment. Okay, well, that's not too bad. But no. I mean, again, 8 mana turn 4. Why can't that happen every match, every game? That's all right. Put a couple stops on the second main phase and their end phase just to make sure I don't forget, because I'm talking with you guys and sometimes I have passed right through, but we should be okay. Appears to be. I think they might just quit here. Hopefully I get a Regisaur or a Palani's, but again, you're seeing a big life. I gotta say, it's the first match, but it is feeling pretty darn good. Better than last night. Oh, look at all that life. Ooh. I'll take it. I'm over double my starting life total, and that buys time. I didn't have a Palani's or a Regisaur, but effectively, I may still win. Of course, they could have removal, but there you go. We should be safe. Kill the Vaultborn. Give me another copy. And also the Vaultborn token being made with the Verdant Sun's out. I would gain the 3 life from the token, but also 6 life from the token with the Verdant Suns. If they kill Vaultborn, I gain 9 life and draw 1 card. How good is that? Pretty good, I would say. Yeah, I just feel like playing Carnage Tyrant. Verdant Sun's avatar is pretty cheap, and it has been reprinted. If some of you guys like what's going on tonight, if you don't have Verdant Sun's avatar, I might as well pick it up. Oh, 52. we're laughing. We can do whatever we want at whatever speed we want, and they won't be able to get us. You're about to see me gain 9 life if Vaultborn gets killed. Oh, watch this. 52-61. Get her done. Oh, well, okay. Huh. Gain 9 life, draw 1 card. I like it. I could get used to that. Definitely. Oh boy. It's gonna flip. I guess I should get rid of it. That was the plan anyways. That Gilded Goose was about to go to 6 toughness, and then the Dormant Grove would have flipped. But before it flipped into a creature, while it was still an enchantment, exiled, boom. I could have searched for Ghalta and other stuff, but we were going to get the job done anyways. Hey, I'm just happy to showcase something. Showcase how the thumbnail's sake works in the first match. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come, but yeah, it feels better. And if something feels quite a bit better almost instantaneously within the first few matches, as it did for me before I started tonight, that was good. The Verdant Sun's avatar helped me win against a Mardu Greasefang on my lunch break today. And Verdant Suns would have been a Tranquil Frillback, or a Regal Imperiosaur, or a Pugnacious Hammerskull, and I would not have won with any of those against Greasefang, which is a pretty common deck. A little bit too risky. If maybe Rockfall Vale was a Castle Garenbrig, that's better. Yeah. Send Ghalta to the bottom. Keep those Verdant. Oh well. Facing off against Mono Red Goblins. Very aggressive, might be appreciating the Verdant Suns. We do have that second land for Sylvan Scrying next turn, so we can keep Regisaur Alpha on top. If I didn't have that Castle Garenbrig looking for the second land for Sylvan Scrying, I probably would have sent Regisaur into the graveyard. And we might get there. 7 mana, possibly 8 mana. Turn 5. Turn 3, play the first Sunken, search for the second. Turn 4, play the second. Still can only make 3, but well, that's not good. That's definitely not good. We're not dead yet, but I would imagine we're dead next turn. We got to be dead next turn. Yeah, no. They power up their stuff enough, and they kill us. They're about to give +2/+0 to everything. If they didn't play a land, they would have had to sacrifice one of those goblin tokens. So 1 red plus 1 of any color, and then Ramanap Ruins plus the token. All of those get +2/+0. That's 4, 3, 7, 10. No, they probably would have got the job done. Anyways, actually, they would have maybe made Mutavault into a creature. Either way, I was not on track to win. An aggressive deck went first, and they did what they needed to do. Well, trim Tyrranax Rex. Hornet Queen is much more helpful than Tyrranax Rex. Both creatures cost 7. There you go. Pretty straightforward. To have some semblance of a chance. And, well, that's about the best we could hope for. Commune with Dinosaurs, maybe. Grabbing a Verdant Sun's avatar, but since I brought in the Hornet Queen, I am really quite hoping for that. Speaking of Hornet Queen, huh. Rockfall Vale at this point. Commercial District. We'll see what's on top there. Oh, I like a Carnage Tyrant. At the very least, I have something to play. I would expect to, well, after Carnage Tyrant, after that, draw creatures, but as we saw a couple times tonight, well, that first match there, just lands, not a lot of fun. Maybe Carnage Tyrant is enough to deter aggression, but I don't think that's going to be the case. It is goblins after all. They're the true ruthless aggression deck. Okay. I could have a sweeper, I could not have a sweeper, I could expect a lot of aggro, I could not face a lot of aggro. I could have 2 sweepers, I could have 3 sweepers, but again, that's not enough to really bring the pain to them. I'll go with a Commercial District. I'm going to be making 7. I only need 6 for Carnage Tyrant, but just to see what's on top, I kind of like another Commune. Digging. That's what it's all about. I have the 1 green left over, hoping for that Verdant Suns, buying time. Verdant Suns Avatar, let's go. Still, Palani's Hatcher, at the very least, should be a little bit better. 3 bodies in 1. Goblins don't always, well, they almost never have trample. So that jump blocking potential is pretty nice indeed. Certainly blocking at least one of those Horde Masters. Well, yeah, no, that's tends to do the trick. Yeah, it sacrifices itself to finish me off. Nothing differently I could have done. I could have fog, I could not have fog. Didn't have that darn Hornet Queen. Hornet Queen would have been pretty sweet. But still, playing Hornet Queen there, that painful cacophony scamp still would have done a ton of damage after it was pumped up by turn inside out. Well, it's aggro. Anger of the Gods, specifically Anger of the Gods, or anything that deals damage to creatures and exiles them, gets around the death triggers of quite a few goblins, and that can save you with whatchamacallit, the Rundevolt Horde Master. Whenever a goblin dies, they can exile the top card or the top 2 cards, and they get to play it the next turn, I think, or until the end of their turn. Either way, exile gets around that. They have less to play, and if a goblin deck has less to play, that's what you want to be doing. First 2 hands, first 3 hands, 1 land. I think I jinxed myself talking about getting flooded, maybe a little bit too much. The algorithm heard me, and had to send that. I have to send everything to the bottom that isn't ramp or land. I've come back from worse. Secret. Oh, well, lovely. We'll go off with Commune just because they only have. Okay. But just because they might not be able to counter it. Could also be. Well, no, it wouldn't be. Spirit. Oh, yeah, no, Greasefang. Esper Greasefang. Blue, black, and white. Oh, we're in for a fight. Well, I'll go with Commune because they don't usually have counter spells. Vaultborn Tyrant, I mean, it would be nice. Doesn't make a difference too much. They might simply be getting Parhelion on turn 3, and, well, we would just be dead at that point. We're digging for a Castle Garenbrig, Archdruids as soon as possible. That's why Tyrranax Rex has to go. I need to be even 1 turn sooner. It could make all the difference. They might not play Greasefang on turn 3, but we have the concede button ready. Oh, yeah, they did play Greasefang on turn 3. Ah. Oh, I don't have graveyard hate. I would never, well, I wouldn't say I would never start off with Graveyard Hate. It could be a Deathgord Scavenger. I'm saddened that I almost forgot that name for a second. The classic Deathgord Scavenger, or I think now the classic Tranquil Frillback. It does a lot of stuff, so it's nice to potentially have the hate, but Tranquil Frillback would not have even saved us there. I'm not playing Tranquil Frillback for 3 mana. I need 1 extra to exile a graveyard. And also this deck can put stuff in the graveyard at instant speed or after Tranquil Frillback has exiled it anyways. So it's not like Tranquil Frillback is definitely the way to do it. A Rest in Peace, a Leyline of the Void, that does it. A permanent where, well, nothing ever goes in the graveyard, it just gets exiled. Maybe I have to dust off Leyline of the Void. I might, but we got Cease and Desist, as I mentioned, for the Graveyard Hate there. Tyrranax Rex, we'll trim that. Like I mentioned, today on my lunch break, I beat a Greasefang opponent because of the stabilization from Verdant Sun's Avatar, so I'm going to be keeping that, definitely. Well, certainly, I keep the opening hand, which is quite nice indeed. Don't need that. We need to get to our 3rd source of green ASAP. I mean, I would have liked to keep Verdant Sun's Avatar, but hopefully there's no Thoughtseizes. Or just get to a Commune with Dinosaurs, which would dig for the 3rd source of green. Oh, Cease and Desist. I like it. I like it. Put that big vehicle in the graveyard. Do it. Oh, shoot. No, still no Parhelion 2. Good. Buy us time. Oh, that's going to get it. The Season Hallowblade has the ability to just discard a card, tap it, and it gains indestructible. They might not even be attacking. I might not even be wanting to kill this creature, and they would give it indestructible in response, and then it wouldn't get killed. They would simply just use it for its ability for free as many times as they want as the way to get the vehicle in there. Oh, look, there's the party. Oh, okay. Play your Greasefang next turn. Do it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah. We got good old Parhelion and Otherworldly Gaze. Phew. Hopefully that bought us time. Enough time. I need another source of green, though. Or another Cease and Desist. I also need creatures, because at the moment, they're dealing 7 a turn. That's pretty painful. Monument of Endurance, that pretty much has to die. I hate that. That card should be banned. Yeah, just get rid of it. Just gain more life. Gain more life, draw a card, get to that 3rd source. Castle Garenbrig. Oh. Okay, well. Sometimes you go from being flooded, and sometimes you go to be flooded with all creatures. Nuts. And then it doesn't matter, because they're drawing cards, making me lose 3 life. They could have used the Season Hallowblade's ability to discard another card, lose 3 life. They got Parhelion, as you see. Cease and Desist didn't save me, didn't get me to the other source of green as I would have expected. Of course, there is always the chance to have those painful, improbable scenarios happen. take the loss, you move on, and you go to the next one. But it is interesting, again, facing so many Greasefang. Just kind of surprising. I would have to see if it placed pretty high, maybe in a recent tournament result. Maybe this is going to be mono red goblins again, perhaps, with that Chandra avatar. It's not Azorius control. Kind of like that sneaky opponent who was using Teferi last night. I thought, hey, I finally get my Azorius control deck, and they were on mono red aggro, mono red mouse. Maybe this person is taking a long time because they're stream sniping. They know me. The name doesn't sound familiar, but when you spam a ton of matches as I do, you kind of forget opponents' names. Unless you faced them 5 or 6 times. Something like that. Or maybe it's my free win. The algorithm took pity upon me after that Greasefang match there. Oh, okay, that beautiful hand. Just took a completely different match. We're making 6. They can't stop it. We got funny business here. Cascading Cataracts. It's monochromatic. No, red. Chromatic red. They're gonna have land destruction. I think they're gonna have shenanigans up their sleeve for sure. Oh, I like another Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm gonna stick with that. I could have used Commune. We'll save it. And we'll hope they don't have anything too painful. It's a little scary. I think they will have land. I'm going to show Castle Garenbrig. I could have gone Rockfall Vale, still had 3 sources of green. But a juicy target like Castle Garenbrig, putting it onto the battlefield, could really draw out that land destruction response from the opponents. They might have done it. Anyways, Krenko's Buzz Crusher. Oh, good for me. Yeah, no, that's what I want to be seeing. They're probably just going to quit here. It's too far gone at this point for them. Watch me draw a Ghalta. Oh, not the case. But still, play that. See if we get her in the top 5. Oh, we did, but I like Verdant Sun's avatar. Did I pass up a cat? Oh, I maybe should have grabbed the Castle Garenbrig. I guess it didn't matter, but again, I do suspect there is some element of land destruction in there. So, if they had that, they could have taken out Castle Garenbrig, and I did send one to the bottom. Yeah, we'll see. But is there anything in my sideboard that would help potentially against this? They have some sweepers. Oh, nuts. I don't have any dinky creatures of my own to lose, which is quite nice indeed. But, what would help? Potentially. I don't think anything. Probably not. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I think I did pretty good not yawning for quite a while. But we'll get a better picture exactly what this opponent is doing. But I think whenever people use Cascading Cataracts, you pay 5 and you tap it to make 5 of any color. Chances are you tap 6 total lands to make 5 mana, which is a mana negative. But still, probably involves Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, I believe. A lovely legendary creature. That hand also quite lovely. I know they don't have hand hate, so I can comfortably keep it and not have to worry about that Sylvan Scrying being discarded. Likely. Ooh, Mulligan to 5. I'll take it. We don't have 2 for turn 2, but at the very least I have Commune to get the 3rd land, and we'll be rolling it. I like Ghalta. Might as well be Ghalta. I have no lands. I go with the Commune first, just because I could go with Commercial District. And I might like what I see on top, and then I wouldn't want to go Commune afterwards. If I just go with Commune, grab something, then Commercial, see what's on top, I don't have to pass up the nice thing on top, which is pretty good. Why did I go Sylvan Scrying? I should have grabbed Sunken first and played it, but we'll get there eventually. It's been a long time since I've done that. Grab another castle, hopefully. Yeah, that's not another castle. So we'll go a little bit safer with Palani's Hatcher there. There's the Field of Ruin, sadly. Could be rough. Crinkles, or they use Field of Ruin. Thought Not Seer, that's not bad. You goofed up. Do you see Castle Garenbrig? You get rid of it. Oops is right. They could have stopped that from happening. A little bit too late for that Field of Ruin. Just a bit. Yeah, you don't attack into Carnage T, buddy. No, I like another Carnage Tyrant. I want to try and take out Koth, though, if at all possible. Would Thought Not Seer alt? Oh, okay. Interesting. Koth Fire Resistance feels kind of scary. I haven't really ever faced off against it, but the couple times, the -3 deal damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains. Not that they can target Carnage Tyrant, but they're always searching, getting that basing mountain. The emblem is also pretty scary too. Imagine they're going to finally destroy Castle Garenbrig. But we should be okay. Oh! 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 You would think they learned their lesson from the first game. If it doesn't work out, at least take away from the first game what you can. Learn about your opponent's deck if it is something uncommon like this, and then you adjust. You see, hey, my opponent has Castle Garenbrig and they use that to accelerate. I'm gonna focus on Castle Garenbrig in game 2 and give myself the best chance. I'm already playing a deck with land destruction. If I take out Castle Garenbrig, that's gonna hurt what they're trying to do. Maybe some people just don't think like that. Yeah. 11:35. Yeah, one more match. At least one more match. Close-ish to midnight. I left all my tools at the job site, so I don't have to worry about packing, unpacking, putting them in my car, anything like that. I still might organize a little bit. We'll see. Maybe bring a couple things for tomorrow. Still got to add the chapters too, which doesn't always take that long. And this match might not be long at all if it is mono green devotion, as I was painfully dealt some losses last night. Pretty decent hand, so some Castle Garenbrigs. Maybe Ping Pang 9 was one of those mono green opponents that I faced. Could be. Don't need a Vaultborn Tyrant. I already have one plus a Verdant Sun's Avatar. Might as well draw into the Archdruid's Charm, a Sunken, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. I still might have put the Vaultborn Tyrant to the bottom, but if I didn't have one already in my hand. Lovely. Well, okay. Hoping for that Archdruid's Charm next turn. I did not send one to the bottom, so it could be coming up. We're 5 closer to the Archdruids, but as I mentioned, it's mono green devotion. Fortunately, they didn't pop off on turn 2 like that one opponent did last night. And they could just straight up take out Castle Garenbrig. Or mostly win here if they play a Kiora. Okay, that's also rough. The Outcaster Trailblazer, when it enters, making a green plus the force that they have. Okay, yeah, just draw a boatload of stuff. We aren't dead this turn, but we will be next turn, I can tell you that much. I'm not on track to play anything. There's no real point to do it. With the Outcaster Trailblazers, that's 12 right there. Plus a big lair of the Hydra is not happening. Hornet Queen would save us a little bit. However, as it is with Mono Green Devotion at the moment, the Ovenwald Oddity, Ovenwald Horror transforms. Everybody gets +1/+1, Trample, and Haste. But the Trample is the big thing. Basically all the damage is going to continue on through. Even if I trade with my Death Touch insects there, I would still die. They would still have a ton of creatures. No. Yeah. I don't have High Noon, as it has been suggested, which I might do. You got to admit, though, probably Fade from History, not as useful as High Noon, come to think of it. Could be worse. We're on track for 6. We see an Archdruid's, boom, we make 8. Don't have Palani's or Regisaur Alpha, and we'll see. Hopefully they don't have their own Beseiju too. Oh, well, I like drawing a second Sunken. I'll take that any day. Now hopefully I just get a good payoff. Something for 7. Oh, I like the looks of this quite a bit. Have that Stomping Ground enter tapped out. They see the Castle Garenbrig, maybe they'll hold up their Beseiju to take it out. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, no mana dorks. Interesting. You know what, I'm going to crack Palani's Hatcher instead. Get a bunch of tokens, pester. No, I won't pester Kiora. Just do some damage straight to them. I like that better. Hopefully. They do. Do they have a Beseiju? I think they're thinking about it. Beseiju for them only costs 1 because they do have a legendary permanent, or a legendary green permanent, I think it is. Okay. I think we got him. Pardon me. I think we got him, at least this game. So it would be good to...
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Tends to do the trick. I hope. Pretty sure. I did 3 more damage than I would have. Actually, I did more damage. Way more. I would have only cracked 1 dino, only been swinging with 1, and 1 wouldn't have already dealt damage to them. So this is... It was definitely better. I still probably would have gotten the job done, but aggression-wise, I was going to be attacking with the both Carnage Tyrants. Either way I did that, because Palani's would have given him haste, whether Palani's was put on the battlefield by Ghalta or I played it on the previous turn, but they didn't have any creatures out, so at the very least I got to deal 3 more damage with the first Dino token that was cracked from the egg, and then 3 more damage cracking the second one on the very next turn. So 6 extra damage. 6 extra damage is better than not 6. That could make all the difference. Yeah, keep it like that. Of course, we got pretty fortunate against mono green devotion. Usually they're pretty consistent, always finding Nykthos. Turn 1 Llanowar elves. Just hope they don't have Leyline of the Guild Pact as that one opponent did last night. Yeah, fine by me. Again, it may not matter. Oh, they're mulliganing for that Leyline of the Guild Pact. Or the elf. Must have been the elf. I like Commune though. I definitely will search for Castle Garenbrig coming up here. They don't have a Nykthos yet, which is certainly quite positive. Eventually. Next turn with Commune, see if we can, excuse me, dig for a second Sunken and play it. Are they making Lair of the Oh. I'm okay with that. I don't think we're dead next turn. Oh. Yeah. Good. Do I play? I'll play Verdant Sun's Avatar. That's the best stabilization potential. Oh, no, that's not great. That's not great. Oh, well, that tends to do the trick. We'll see if Verdant Sun's Avatar can help us stabilize enough, but I don't think that's going to happen. No. Lair of the Hydra is going to be getting too big. Way too big. Yeah. Mono Green Devotion won again. Too fast, too consistent. Yeah. Maybe High Noon. But High Noon would not have saved us in that moment. They just had some creatures out. They didn't even play anything. They just made stuff big and beat us up. And that Lair of the Hydra could have also been even scarier, gaining trample where it doesn't always have trample because of the Ovenwald oddity. Yeah, I think overall, I mean, it feels better. That Verdant Sun's Avatar, again, how would it have felt if it was Pugnacious or Regal Imperiosaur? It would not have felt as good. Potentially helping us survive. I had another one next turn, could have played that, gaining 10 life from the one that's already out, its ability, plus the one entering, and then it just snowballs from there. Yeah. I had a good night. Hopefully everybody did. Again, try and record something or multiple things tomorrow night. Prepare for being off a couple days on this weekend coming up. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is. Hopefully you get some good rest, and hopefully the traffic isn't too bad on your drive to work or your drive home. Peace.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?